Hi, this is Joe again with another review. Excuse me. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to be doing a review of the 1987 movie Pretador. And of course, this year celebrate what's starts with 2017 is celebrating its 30th anniversary this year, and really the only real good one in that series. Because the sequels were horrible, but focusing just on the original film, which does have one hell of a cast in it. Of course, so it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, Carl Weathers, Jesse the Body Ventura in this film. Those two future governors were in the same film. And of course, this movie, it's a great science fiction action film. It has a lot of science. It does have science fiction elements in it. It's kind of like Aliens, or the Alien movie for guys, more for guys than women. And remembering that is because Alien, you have, of course, Sigourney Weaver as the big hero. This time you had Arnold Schwarzenegger and a bunch of guys, in this film. There was one woman in it, but she was like a minor character. Of course, what this movie is about a bunch of commandos led by Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was convinced by his buddy Carl Weathers to go down to South America to convert this really secret CIA mission, which was a bullshit mission anyway, because there was a couple of CIA agents down there who had like the secret mission in South America, and they were never heard from again. So Carl Weathers, who worked for the CIA, as well as being in this commando unit, said, "Hey, let's go find out what happened with these guys." And they go down there, and they eventually found out that all those guys were killed off, and weren't killed off just from the natives. They were killed off by this mysterious creature who is invisible and is hunting humans now, like humans will hunt down deer in the woods, or bear. They hunt down bears or deer in the woods, and that's what this creature was doing. And one problem that I have with this movie is that you didn't really have that much of a backstory with this creature. Like, where did this creature come from? Why was it there? I mean, you didn't really just know that there's this crazy space creature who was hunting down these guys in his commando unit one by one, and they were the best of the best guys. And they try and kill off like a Navy SEAL team or something like that, and kill them off like one by one. And it was scary. It was spooky. It was really a well-made film. And the guy who directed this movie was the guy who was John McTiernan, who later on directed Die Hard. And so he was on the verge of making maybe a whole ton of action films. But for Predator, I thought it was a damn good film. Now, of course, we don't know what's going to happen in the end of the movie, so like, I'm not really giving anything away. But of course, Schwarzenegger was like really the last commando standing, and of course, it was great when eventually all the other commandos got killed off. Like I said, one by one, and Schwarzenegger was like the last guy standing against this creature. And when you finally had the reveal of the creature, because usually it was like camouflaged, and you do occasionally see like a blur across the screen, or a television screen or a movie screen, wherever you were watching it on, and you just see it one by, and you see there's something there, but you don't really exactly know what it is, because the Predator had some camouflage shit to blend himself into whatever scenery they happen to be in. And since the jungle setting makes it even more creepier or more camouflage, because you're in the jungle. And it really was a well-made film and really one of the few Schwarzenegger movies they actually liked because they had a pretty decent story, except for the fact that the reason why they went to South America, I think it was really stupid. It was kind of like the plot for the second Rambo film. It was such a stupid premise for them to be down there, but then eventually became once the action starts to heat up, then it became a good movie after that. As soon as you get out of the stupid bullshit plot and go into the action scenes where the commandos were being hunted down, then it became a real good movie. Sometimes action movies, to me, like they have action movie like a plot, like Die Hard had a plot. Predator kind of have a plot too, but like I just said, the reason why they got into the jungle was kind of dumb. But eventually, it makes sense that hey, let's find out what happened to these guys. I mean, the investigation part was cool. It was good trying to figure out what happened to these guys. Why were they even down there? And then when they found out it was down there, it was a whole bullshit thing with the CIA. That Schwarzenegger was pissed off with Carl Weathers' characters, and then they kind of had it out a little bit. And I thought that Schwarzenegger was going to kick Apollo Creed's ass. I mean, the Terminator kicking Apollo Creed's ass was really could be cool because fortunately for Carl Weathers, I mean, other than being in the Rocky movies, this was the only other movie role that really Carl Weathers was really involved in of any note. And he did another movie called Action Jackson, but that was kind of like a bust. But this movie is the only one that Carl Weathers was known for. And of course, to have fighting out with the Terminator, because Carl Weathers was just killed off in the Rocky movies, and that's 2 years earlier. So to have Carl Weathers start with the two big muscle guys, Stallone and now Schwarzenegger, it's like, can you start? Who was next for Carl Weathers? Jean-Claude Van Damme or Van Diesel or something, or The Rock? I mean, he can't get away with these muscle-bound guys. Anyway, with the plot, I did like the hunting scenes with the Predator hunting down the commandos. Of course, you had the line. You had a couple of good lines in this movie. But of course, I think the one line that a lot of people remember came from Jesse the Body Ventura. And when he got hit, he was bleeding. So another commando says to him, "Hey, you're bleeding." And of course, Jesse goes, "I ain't got time to bleed." I mean, that was such a great line, and the way he delivered with the voice that Jesse Ventura has really sold that line. Of course, the other line comes in much further at the end of the movie when you finally see the Predator for the first time, because I think Schwarzenegger hit him at one point when he hit him, and he is camouflage or the thing on his Predator suit that controls the camouflage ability was damaged. So you can actually physically see the Predator for the first time when he took the mask off. He said the ugly like Venables and all that stuff, and he was laughing, like that. And Schwarzenegger says, "So you're one ugly motherfucker," he calls him. And those were really the only two lines I think most people remember, except for maybe how ugly the Predator was. I think the Predator was designed, or the Predator suit and everything, was created by Stan Winston, who was creating the alien creatures in the alien movies and the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. So this guy knows what he's doing, making ugly, scary creatures. And that's what he did with Predator. And like I said earlier, a few times, this movie was really, really well made. And it's definitely one of the best action movies from the 1980s that you could possibly see. But of course, you could avoid, the sequels. Because this movie was so successful that they made a sequel in 1990 called Predator 2. But this time it had nothing to do with the original movie. They did reference it in the second movie with Danny Glover as the hero of the movie, coming off during the first two Lethal Weapon films. And he's in this thing, and actually because he does the same mannerisms as he does in the Lethal Weapon film, the crazy neck thing that he does just before he kills somebody. But Predator 2 is just awful. It's just awful. And that's why I never really bothered reviewing the other sequels for the Predator series, because I think they're just terrible movies. He just stuck with the first movie because it was a great action film, but we're not bringing back Schwarzenegger. Of course, they can't bring any other commandos back because they were all killed off by the Predator. But with Schwarzenegger, and they brought back Schwarzenegger again to do the sequel. But say, "Oh God, I can't believe this is happening again." They did it in Die Hard 2. With Bruce Willis. "Oh, I can't believe this is happening again with this Predator thing." Or I can't believe there's another Predator creature or something like that. So I guess that's why they cast a new, Danny Glover or somebody else. Danny Glover does not make a good action star. Even though he did the Lethal Weapon series, and he was in before the Lethal Weapon series was in Witness, but for him to carry a story like this, to be an action star, Danny Glover is not a good action star. As a matter of fact, I felt in the Lethal Weapon films that Mel Gibson carried him in those films. Anyway, of course, there was also the Alien vs. Predator movie, which I've never seen, so that's why I haven't reviewed it, so don't ask me to review it. But the original Predator film, I saw it and I liked it, and I just recently rewatched the film, and you could argue that it may be dated because the thing was in the jungle in South America and stuff like that. But you could maybe argue the special effects might be dated. They didn't have CGI. They really didn't have CGI to fall back on it. At least not yet. In 1987. But the movie does, 30 years later, it's still a good action film. So if you want to see a good one, watch the original Predator and forget the rest of the movies in that series. So that's my review of the movie Predator. Please check on the movie. Please rate it. Feel free to comment on it. Please subscribe to my channel. And please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. You can watch all my reviews on my YouTube channel by rallyc.com. That's all WDY, the letter C.com. The homepage is the Rally Reviewer, Chris Lee Moore. And please check out all of his videos on his website as well. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.